No, it truly is about the Benjamin, as we see.
Oh, yes, he's glittering.
It truly is about the Benjamin.
Yeah. Well, now, when we come back, we're going to talk more with Puffy, and if you want to hang out, more than welcome to stick around, my brother. All right? We'll be right back with more right after this.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, sure. Play some. Hey, yo, listen, yo, I love it all. I love it all, man.
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag?
Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping for shit.
That was you. Scrambling.
What? You said, I like when you do it like that, Daddy. When you scrambling and scraping for shit.
Hey, man.
I don't know what I was.
Remember when you was a kid? Your parents or your teacher probably told you you could be anything you want to be as long as you work hard and simply believe in yourself. Well, what they probably didn't tell you is if you want to work in certain industries, you're going to have to sell your ass.
Warning: Dave's content is not for the weak. Viewer discretion is advised.
Now, we know Diddy has been investigated by the feds. They confiscated a whole bunch of his cameras and gadgets and whatnot, basically building up a case against him. But to be honest, as far as we know, he's innocent because he hasn't been formally charged with anything, nor has he been arrested. We're all caught up. We know the story. It's everywhere. And to be honest with you, that's not what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about certain fetishes these celebrities have. Why do these super successful celebrities and executives always have the weirdest fetish? It's almost always have something to do with kids, emasculating other men, or grape.
Look, I'm gonna tell you a story, because I ain't really trying to put this out there, right? But in the studio, we from the hood. I used to stick niggas up, bro. Babyface, I used to book niggas. So I'm always on point, bro.
Facts.
I'm on point right now, my nigga.
Facts.
Always on my square. But a nigga that's a square, he don't know. So he don't know watch your drink. He don't know. So now he drink behind a nigga. He get drugged. They rape this nigga. They rape this nigga. Videotape it. Then when he in a meeting, they give him a shitty contract. They play the video of him getting fucked by like 3 niggas. He ain't never been through no shit like that. So he like, man, what? Fuck it, I'm just gonna sign. And you gonna give me money? So rather than get that story put out, he gonna sign that bad contract, which is the 360 deal. He gonna take that advance, which is recuperable anyway. So they gonna give him the money just to take back and own the rights to his shit.
I believe that story 100%. These celebrities and executives have been famous for so long and had sex with so many people that the average sex doesn't do it for them no more. So they have to experience with new things that can get them off. It's kind of like masturbating. If you're a guy and you went through that masturbation phase, there was a point where you were masturbating so much that certain porn didn't do it for you anymore. You had to step it up a notch. And when that got boring, you step it up another notch. And eventually this one's got boring, so you step it up another level. But usually, when that happens, most of us, not all of us, but most of us take a step back and say, okay, I need to take a break from this because this is not healthy. But when you're a celebrity and you have all the money in the world and no one can tell you no, you tend to keep feeding that fetish because you have the money to make it possible. And the sad part is there's a lot of yes men's and a lot of people that you hire that's on your payroll that's not going to call you out on it because you're their source of income. So they're not going to jeopardize feeding their family to be some type of moral hero. There's a video that's circulating the internet right now. It's when Diddy was calling Meek Mill daddy. And before I play that video, I just want to ask every straight man that's watching this right now, playful or not, in what context or universe where you would let another man call you daddy?
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Here's how I look at it. If a man is able to call you daddy in public while filming you like that, that means something were to happen for him to feel comfortable to call you that. In other words, you and him did something for him to have that level of comfort. Now, I'm not talking to every man, but the average man would not let you call him daddy. He would check you immediately, no matter how much money you have in your bank account or how powerful you are, because it's a form of emasculation. And when they asked Diddy, hey, why do you call people daddy? Don't you think that's a little weird? He started fumbling his word like, what, daddy, what? Like he didn't know exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, sure.
Play some.
Hey, yo, listen, yo, I love it all. I love it all, man.
I like when you like this, Daddy.
Yeah, where you put my bag?
Daddy, I like when you
it's right here,
scrambling
it's
and
right
scraping for shit.
That was you.
Scrambling.
What? You said, I like when you do it like that, Daddy. When you scrambling and scraping for shit.
Hey, man.
Like, I don't know what I was.
And the silliest part about this is, right after Diddy called him daddy, Meek Mill will go in the studio and rap gangster music. Now, I'm not a gangster myself, so I can't tell you if Meek Mill is able to be a gay gangster or not. So I'm gonna leave that up to you guys. Now, as far as like the pedophilia in Hollywood, you can chop it down to Satanism. You can chop it down to Masonry. For some reason, a lot of Hollywood elites believe that taking the innocence of a child is a form of sacrifice to whatever God they're worshiping. And to be honest with you, this has been going on for years. And sometimes they even put it right in your face. You just haven't realized it. Don't believe me? Just watch.
You blokes like to make some real money. Well, and who do we have to, No, nothing like that. You see? I'm collecting stupid little boys. Stupid little boys. You know, the disobedient ones what play okay from school. And you see, and I takes them to Pleasure Island. Pleasure Island. Pleasure Island? But the law, suppose they... No, there's no risk. They never come back.
Now, don't tell me it's a coincidence that Pleasure Island just so happened to be the same Pleasure Island Jeffrey Epstein was trafficking minors to. These people are fucking sick. Their goal is to put it in your face just enough so one day they can introduce it to you in a format where you don't get offended by it. They wouldn't say, hey, we want to date kids now. They'll say, love is love. Do you get where I'm going with this? I remember I was watching Quiet on Set, the Nickelodeon documentary, and I'm not even a parent, and I was so distraught and sad about it during the Drake scene. So if you guys don't know, Drake Bell, he was working with the acting coach, and that acting coach name was Brian Peck. Now, throughout the documentary, the father always told Drake, hey, I don't trust this guy. He seems weird. I don't like the way he put his hands on you. His energy is off. Please stay away from him. You can't beat a father's intuition. So Brian Peck found that out, and he somehow convinced Drake that his father was stealing money from him, and his father was eventually gonna slow down his career because he's being too involved. So Brian Peck was able to convince Drake, the minor, that it's better to get somebody else to represent you as opposed to your father. Now, the father already knew, like, yo, this guy wants my son. But he don't want to get in the way of Drake's career. He don't want to be the reason that his kid is not successful. So he backed off. And a little time after that passed, Brian Peck graped Drake consistently until Drake finally told on him. And when the father found out, it broke my fucking heart. And I don't even have any kids. It was just the fact that the father knew that this guy was sketchy, but wasn't able to protect his own son. It was pretty sad. And I advise all you guys to watch it. You can learn something from it. And especially if you got kids, please watch it. Because you're probably already alert about your kids and being protective. But watching this documentary will make you go 10 times harder. And it's needed nowadays. You have to be protective of what your kids watch on TV and who they hanging around with. I've always wanted to be in the industry, making it as a director, winning awards. But the more stories that comes out, it just discouraged me from wanting to be a part of that. Like, you can't help but think every breakout artist that comes out and you see them being promoted everywhere, their stock is all the way up. You can't help but think, yo, did they sell their ass to get this? Did they give a piece of themselves for the fame? At this point, I think we all understand that your talent is not enough for you to be successful. You have to know somebody who knows somebody, and that person has to know someone who want to take your ass. I'm going to finish this video off with this. And I think I told this story before, but I'm going to tell it again. I have a friend. He's one of my elders, and he's a musician. This man had a hit song with Rick Ross and Lil Wayne. I'm not going to say his name because he likes his privacy. This man at some point was a big-ass artist coming out of Broward County. Huge. And a few years later, he fell off, or at least that's what I think. And when I would play basketball with him, I always ask him, yo, what happened? You had a hit single. You was on private jets with Lil Wayne, Rick Ross. What happened? And he would always brush me off like, nah, the industry not for me, man. You know, sometimes you think you found your passion, but it's really something else. Yada, yada, yada. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. I don't want to talk about it. That was always the conversation whenever I would bring it up. Until one day, we was playing dominoes. And I asked him, bro, why won't you tell me the story of what happened? You know I'm trying to get in this industry. It would help if you can give me some insight so when I get there, I would know. And mind you, me and him joke all the time. It's never a dull moment. But on this night, he looked at me dead in my eyes. No Diddy. And he said, look, these people are not who you think they are. They are demons who will take advantage of you the first chance they get. After he told me that, I didn't ask any more questions. I just assumed they took his ass. But I don't know. But either way, I didn't want to probe more information out of him because it could be a sensitive subject. I don't know if he's traumatized. It's none of my business. But my message to every person that's trying to get in this industry, be careful and don't lose your dignity. I'm out. If you like that video, I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. So like, share, and subscribe and get me there. Thank you.